Thank you to everyone at Fastest Fours for just giving me the honor of being part of this marathon and being so welcoming when I came into the community. I'll be running Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland any percent today for all of you. This is a really, really optimized category where pretty much wheel is used for the entirety of the run with a couple exceptions, like in Butter Building and a couple boss battles. A lot of developments in the recent past couple years with a lot of the Japanese runners like Miri and Wakaza just slaughtering the rest of the community with their amazing times. The world record is now 36:59, which is originally a time no one thought possible. So there you go. And joining with me on commentary is Sniper, good friend of mine. Joining me for this. I'm really excited to deliver a good show because I'm going to be using a route unique to myself. At least right now it is. This route we're going to be using wheel throughout the entirety of World 1 and continuing into World 2. The old route was grabbing burning, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So without further ado, I'll be ready for a countdown.
Alrighty, shall we count down from 5?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
And immediately, we're going to be starting off this run with a mix. Basically, when inhaling 2 enemies, a roulette will pop up, and the ability we are going for is wheel.
It was a little bit too early there. That's okay, though. The wheel-specific route doesn't actually save any time until 2-3-ish, but I'll do a backup mix there. Oh.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is faster to continue if you miss the setup. But basically, when you inhale those 2 enemies, a roulette will come up. The roulette is the same order every time, and so is the starting position. The starting position depends on the first enemy you inhale.
Yeah, and the pattern's always set. That first setup is probably one of the hardest in the entire game.
Alright, coming up, we have our first mini-boss.
This
Poppy
is
Bros Senior.
This is Poppy Bros Senior.
And that is our first mini-boss.
Not
Early
a
in
good
the
pattern
game,
from there.
Early in the game, mid-bosses tend to have very little health, so a double star is enough to finish them in 1 hit. We'll be using another double star in 2-4.
Is now an okay time for a donation?
Yes,
Sure.
it is.
Alrighty. From Fried Narwhal, we have a $10 donation saying, donating $10 more for one of my favorite streamers. Good luck, Quill.
Thank you, Narwhal.
And we are just under $200 away from the bonus incentive of the boss endurance run. We're at $587 out of $750, so get those donations in.
There we go.
Alright, now we have Wheel. And Wheel, fastest moving ability horizontally, so we'll be seeing it quite a bit, but one nice thing about Nightmare in Dreamland compared to most other Kirby games is that there's actually a lot of ability variety in this game.
Alright, so that's what Thomas said was really risky. I went for a bit of a fast strat there where you go for a wheel jump at the very start, right after killing the Sparky. If the Poppy Bro turns around, you risk getting hit, and unfortunately, I did.
Alright, Frosty is really difficult with Wheel.
Oh my goodness.
Basically, if you are turning while inside of a boss, you will get hit, and if you turn too late, you will bonk, resulting in you getting hit. So, yeah, Frosty's pretty difficult with Wheel.
Yeah, he didn't really give me a good pattern either, but I didn't really react to it very well. Oh man, I really don't want to die here. Okay, I shouldn't die now, because we have an invincibility candy. Yeah. A little bit of a rough World 1 so far, but that's okay. Things happen. This game's really, really, really tough at a high level. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the most I've ever gotten in a row on Wispy right there.
Insane. Usually in that fight, you have an ability called Burning, which is an attack where you shoot yourself forward in flames. And it does, I think it does around the same damage, only you want to bonk off, and you just basically press B rhythmically, so it's a very easy fight with Burning. With Wheel, you have a very small window to unwheel and actually get the hit. Do you know how large that window is, Quill?
Isn't it like 4 frames-ish? Something like that? It's not a lot.
It's very tight.
Really has to do with mashing at 60 per second, pretty much. Not there yet.
Dang it, I said 2-4 earlier. This is where we'll be using another double star.
Yeah. So we're going to turn around, eject, grab, and spit it out. This is another boss that dies in one hit.
And now we have Wheel again.
And thankfully, the developers were nice enough to put a couple pet brews here, so I won't have to worry about health anymore.
Yeah, I usually run the Meta Knight category of this game, and that stretch between like 1-1 to 2-2, you basically have no opportunities to pick up health without losing fairly somewhat significant time.
Okay,
actually between 1-4 and 2-2.
This is 2-3. This will be our first instance of a Meta Knight arena, where Meta Knight kind of appears at the top of a platform, and he summons a bunch of lackeys after you, and you have to deal with them.
And this time, we'll be using a fairly new strategy, where we are going to be keeping Wheel throughout there by juggling the ability around the battlefield while we suck and spit enemies. If we spit the ability star, it's gone.
Oh, okay.
Nicely done.
I was really worried that I wasn't going to get that.
There are so many things that can go wrong, because you may notice Quill needed to re-inhale his ability and let go of it a second time. That is because the timer in this game for losing your ability is very short. Now coming up, it's TikTok time, everybody.
I don't like this guy. He's mean. Oh, he literally gave me the best possible pattern for once. Thank
Beautiful
you, sir.
Fight.
Oh.
Wow.
He loves to jump around. Oftentimes, he'll actually back up and decide to charge all the way to the end. And if you actually get hit, he goes all the way into the corner and he stays there. And you do not want that. Whoa.
Oh my.
I didn't get hit there.
We have a couple donations in, if now's a good time for it.
Let's do one.
Sounds great.
Let's do one. All right, well, we have an anonymous $25 donation. So thank you so much, Anonymous, for your support.
Alright, so this is 2-5, and basically we'll be using both the fastest horizontally moving ability, and we'll be getting our second ability in the run, High Jump. High Jump is my favorite ability in this game. Is it yours too, Quill?
Honestly, High Jump is my favorite.
Everyone
really,
loves
really
High
like
Jump. Now, the cool thing with High Jump is that I'm pretty sure exclusive in this game and Adventure, you have the ability to cancel your High Jump midair, which can allow for some really fast movements. One other thing to note is that High Jump is also pretty good at killing mid-bosses and bosses. High Jump has both a strong and a weak hitbox, and basically you have to get as close as possible in order to hit the boss with the strong hitbox.
And that's exactly what we're going to see here with Task Roller.
The strategy here for Paint Roller is so difficult.
Ah, he didn't give me the pattern for it. It's alright. Still really fast. The best pattern is that he goes into the top right canvas and you kind of maneuver around him with your high jump iframes, because you actually get some pretty good iframes with high jump, even when you're canceling.
Yeah, this game isn't the greatest with iframes, but with high jump, it's pretty good.
2, 3, 4.
Little jump at the beginning of that room there to make the flamer shoot up. And you may notice there's going to be all these switches around the game now. Yeah, we're going to be avoiding all of those.
Yeah, those are strictly for 100%. I actually think 100% is more fun of a category than any percent, because it's not just wheel that we're using for the whole run, because, you'll be using, like, hammer sometimes, you'll be using sparks sometimes, you'll be using fire sometimes, and burning. There's a lot more variety in the 100% category, in addition to the regular any percent things that we do.
Yeah, I actually forgot how much wheel there is in the early game now that we have full World 1 wheel. Alright, this is Bugsy. Bugsy is a very difficult boss, but it looks like Bugsy is giving Quill...
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah, that was perfect. Doing Bugsy with high jump is very difficult because if Bugsy grabs you, you will get grabbed. And there are 3 things Bugsy can do out of a grab. A forward throw, a back throw, as well as a down throw, which loses like 4 seconds or something.
I probably would have said something about the copy pasta if I had gotten down thrown there.
We have time for another donation?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a good time for the donation.
All right. Well, from donor Stinky Tommy, we have a donation of $138 saying, "Saw you on the front page of speedrun.com. Furries, speedruns, Kirby. I just had to come donate." So thank you so much for that donation. And with that, we have met the boss endurance bid incentive.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
That's going to be a really, really fun showcase because it's an RNG manip that's never been shown before.
This arena here is 3-4, and this is pretty much the only one we do with an ability, in which we do it entirely with high jump. High jump's actually a really good ability for this arena, and it ends up being faster than dropping it.
Kabu.
Similarly to how we did in 2-3.
So we actually haven't talked about the goal games yet, which is a little surprising.
True.
At the end of each level, you'll have these little mini games where you're on a trampoline, and depending on your timing of A, you'll get on a random cloud of you'll get on a cloud of 1 through 7. You ideally want a 7, and you have like I think it's a 3-frame window to hit that.
You have a 3-frame window to get a 7 without grabbing onto the cloud.
Yeah.
So if you do it too early, you'll get the lowest possible height, meaning Kirby will have to do a little quick climbing animation. Well, not quick.
I used to be infamously bad at goal games, but I've thankfully improved a lot since those days.
Right,
a cool Easter egg involving those, actually. I believe is you start with 7, and then proceeding from that, you get a 6, and then you get a 5, and then you get a 4, 3, 2, 1. You'll actually get a little Easter egg where a UFO pops up and gives you 23 1-ups, I think? I might be wrong with that. I've only gotten it once. Oh boy.
I guess I never really mentioned that butter building is the high jump world, and throughout this world we're pretty much using high jump all the time. And that's because there's a lot of verticality in this world. Once we make it to World 4, we'll be seeing some more wheel, as well as also more high jump.
Sun or moon? The answer is moon.
It is a 50-50 on if you guess correctly or not. You can also choose to not guess, but you'll be losing a little bit of time compared to guessing correctly.
That was a really good butter building. Now we enter Grape Garden. This used to be my least favorite world in the whole game, and I like it a little more now. It's just more difficult.
What? I love Grape Garden.
It's more difficult at the beginning, but it makes the rest of the world so much more fun.
Alright, at the end of the stage, we will be having another mix. This one is for wheel. And this mix is fairly easy, but the first setup can be a little bit dependent on RNG here.
There we go.
Easy.
Ooh, Tornado tried to be a little bit rude and eat my frames there, but that didn't happen. Alright. 4-2, this has become a very problematic level in recent developments of this game, because there's a new wheel mix at the very end that saves quite a lot of time, actually.
We have a few donations. Whenever is a good time for it?
After this one would be great.
Yeah.
After this level would be good.
So we have one more room before the two bosses, Poppy Bros. And we'll be defeating them using Spark, and then we'll try and place them both in a specific spot this way. Oop.
I'm going to try and set this up a different way. 1, 2. Mike.
Oh. So, one quick thing to mention is that there is an exclusive little quirk with the Japanese version, where basically if you add your ability into the mix, like your own ability star, it will start the mix from the ability star, which can make getting wheel there a little bit easier. Anyway, we're going to be going through the middle path here. Now's a good time for a donation.
Now's a good time for a donation.
Alrighty. We have a $10 anonymous donation saying, "Hope I did everything right. Hi, Quill and Sniper." Thank you so much.
Aw, hello.
We have an anonymous $5 donation saying, "Let's go, Quill!"
Woo!
And we have
Let's go.
And we have a $37 donation from Freckles with the comment, 11111. Thank you so much, Freckles, for your support.
Alright, so because I failed 4-2 wheel, I'm going to go for a different wheel mix here. This used to be the old strat. This is the old strat, rather. That's my favorite audio cue in the whole game. It is down to the beat perfect. Now that we have 4-2 wheel, that mix is obsolete. And now after this room, we'll be running into everyone's favorite mini-boss from this game, who replaced Rolling Turtle from KA, I might add.
It's fan, everyone.
1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna hold left here, because if he rolls, if I don't press any button, if I don't hold left, I'm actually gonna end up hitting him and losing my ability. Not that that's a huge deal here, because we're gonna drop Spark before 4-5. But Spark does make that, Star Block room just a little easier.
Alright, now coming up is my favorite stage in the game, 4-5. First off, the movement in this room can be a little bit tricky. Thanks to the way cloud hitboxes work. Anyway, welcome to my only contribution to the Kirby mode, the 4-5 arena. This is my strat. I made this smile.
Yep, he did.
It's a good strat.
One. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, now. All right. Everything should be good now. So with that grabbing of burning in 4-5, we're going to go into 4-6 now. Shares Butter Buildings music.
We have time for a quick donation?
Yes, we do.
Alrighty, we have a $5 donation from Kickerman saying, "Hi, chat."
Hello, Kickerman. I just realized that my mouse is being captured on my screen. I'll have to take that off.
Alright, it's TikTok time again. And that's TikTok time. Alright, coming up next is the World 4 boss, which is Kracko. And with Kracko, we're going to be using high jump. We're going to quickly grab it right before Kracko. This is a little bit faster than getting it in Kracko. And there are two strategies we can use against Kracko. After we do a quick little climb here, there is 5 double hits and 6 single hits. The 6 single hits is much more difficult, but it is faster than the 5 double hits.
That was incredible. That was a really good singles. I don't think I've ever had Kracko that close to the center
3,
before.
4, 5, 6.
Now we enter Yogurt Yard. This is actually my favorite world in the game. I love Yogurt Yard.
Yogurt Yard too.
Is now a good time for another dono?
Yep.
Alrighty. From Devio XS, we have a $50 donation saying, "Metroid Prime Hunters is such an underrated game. Here, have $50.
Yeah, let's get that incentive met. I want to see Shasta do something fierce.
Absolutely, and we are just over $300 away from getting that met, so let's go.
We can do it, chat. We can do it.
I believe in you. I believe in all of you.
Okay, 5-2 is an interesting level. I don't really like this level that much, but I'm pretty sure Sniper has said that this is one of his favorites. Am I wrong about that?
I think these days 5-2 is one of... Well, actually, there's a lot of things you can do in 5-2 that make this stage interesting. A lot of varying strats, and we're pretty much going to be doing all of the hardest ones.
Yep. This will be our first instance of using Ball as well. This will also be our main killer in Boss Endurance, but you will see that soon.
Yeah, this ability is crazy. Basically, at the peak or bottom of your jump, that's when you are vulnerable, but otherwise you are completely invulnerable, and you do a ton of damage. And that strat there Quill just did is called Tonkers, which is basically means Task Bonkers.
Alright, if I kill an animal, I'm donating $2 per animal I kill.
Oh. Okay, well 5-3 just became a lot more interesting.
I killed one. That's $2.
Ooh. Oh no.
Poor Scarfy.
I mean, yay, charity.
I meant thee no harm.
Alright, so you start off this stage with the fastest vertical ability, and now we have the fastest horizontal moving ability. The stage has everything. It even has a really hard strat at the end of it.
Yep, we're gonna come up on Shast turns. Oh, okay, I bonked on the side there, so fortunately not gonna work, but it's still good.
Yeah, getting all of those turns exactly correctly so you don't need to puff or hit the spikes is very difficult. But thankfully it doesn't lose very much time, as we'll be picking up burning at the start of this stage.
We have another donation, if now's an okay time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, from Hotpot, we have a $10 donation saying, "New marathon PP hype and trans rights." Thank you so much for your support.
Trans rights indeed.
Trans rights. At the start of this stage, you do some double burns there, which are very difficult, actually. Basically, you just have to burn very quickly in succession, and depending on if you mash or time it, being off will cause you to bonk or even hit the spikes. So a lot of people don't choose to go for them.
Also, that was a Rocks Ball. Best strat in the game.
The high-flying, gravity-defying Rocks Ball.
High-flying, gravity-defying, you're not crying, Fireline is crying, SK verifying Rocks Ball. Something like that. I don't know how he made all of those, but he did. Well done, Rocks.
And we have a couple more donations whenever is a good time.
Now's a good time.
Alrighty. We have a $5 donation from Yoshi Stephen saying, messed up setting my name last time, so here's me saying hi for a good cause yet again. Hello, Yoshi Stephen.
Hi, Steven.
And from Anosep, we have a $10 donation saying, did someone say Metroid Prime Hunters for Nintendo DS? Metroid Prime Hunters for Nintendo DS.
Metroid Prime Hunters for Nintendo DS.
Yes. Oh, you heck. Okay.
Alright, this here is Fire Lion, and Fire Lion is another boss that can grab you. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, that was a big oopsie on my part.
It's kind of great how the ability the game gives you tends to be the fastest ability for the most part. But not for long, because we got another wheel mix.
Yep. And then after that, we've got another mix coming up. But this is 5-6. This is the wheel level, pretty much. Because, wow, I wonder what power the devs want you to use at the very start.
Oh, I can't possibly imagine.
Oh well, I'm ahead of the game anyway. Alright, so for now, for our next upcoming boss, I almost called him Paint Roller again. This is Heavy Mole. Heavy Mole, we usually...
Are you going to be doing ball?
Yes, I'm gonna try.
Oh boy.
We'll see. You know what? One more time. This is also the boss endurance strat.
We have a couple more donations whenever it's a good time.
Yep, sounds good.
Alrighty, we have an anonymous $10 donation, no comment, but thank you very much. And we have a $15 donation from It's Raining. Also no comment, but thank you both so much for your support for Trans Lifeline.
Alright, and here we enter 6-1. This is the water level of Nightmare on Dreamland. It's also probably the most difficult.
World 6 in general is incredibly difficult. It's a big run killer this late in the game. For a long time, we used the ability Tornado. Now we don't use that ability once in the run, as Wheel is far superior, but unfortunately quite a bit more difficult to use. Now, coming up next is 6-2, and 6-2 also has quite a few things that can go wrong. In this first room, we have the good old RNG frogs.
Oh, okay. That Waddle Doo totally faked me out, and he jumped up, and I did not expect that. So I'm glad that I kind of doubled back.
It's another problematic area.
These Kabus can also hit you, which is a bit of an issue.
Yeah, the Kabus in general tend to move fairly randomly, and they can be a very big annoyance later in the run.
Yeah, I actually had a PB Pace run yesterday that died to a Cabu at the very, very end of the game. It's like the last hurdle to jump over.
Yep. Now, coming up, we have 6-3. Once again, 6-3 is probably the longest stage in the game, I'd assume.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
It at least is in Hundo. And after the first room, we have Bonkers coming up. And Bonkers is also another big run killer in this run.
He gave me a perfect pattern.
Of course.
So that's good.
Why should we even be surprised?
It's always when the run's kind of sort of dead, but this is a fun marathon run. We're here to have fun, so it's a good thing that he decided to play along.
Yep.
And of course, that's not to say that the other Bonkers is gonna do the same, or the other Fan.
We have time for a quick donation here.
All right. So we have from ThemTurk217 a $10 donation saying, "Howdy, been wild to watch my practical little brother Quill grow from doing a small-time YouTube hobby to a dedicated speedrunner with some great friends around him. Proud of you, man. Trans rights are human rights."
Thank you so much, Turk. He's one of my closest friends. I met him a long time ago. And I'm so glad that we keep in touch. Alright, 6-4 is a pretty fun level, but there's nothing really special going on except for it's the Nut Shack. It's the Nut Shack. And that was the Nut Shack.
Getting through the nut shack is pretty easy. There's just a lot of coconuts to avoid.
Alright. So at the start of 6-5, there's a really fun wheel jump that I'm going to try to attempt. I think it's frame perfect.
Oh, this strat. I love this strat.
I got it. That's good.
We Squeak Squad now.
Yes. It's worth noting that you actually have to hold down A in order to jump with that. All you really have to do to get that kind of momentum is press B at the right time to get into your wheel, but you're going to stay close to the water, and if you do that, the chili's going to hit you. So you better be holding down the A button, ladies and gentlemen. There's a Cloud 6. It's not a Quill run without a Cloud 6.
Of course. And the final room of 6-5 used to be pretty difficult with Tornado, but with Wheel, you press it by pressing 2 buttons. You get through it by pressing 2 buttons. And now 6-6. This is probably the hardest stage in the game. I think it's the hardest one.
Yeah,
First off, we have the UFO room. The UFO room is awful. Big run killer. There's a lot of run killers in World 6, and we're not even through half of them. Now here we have the Frosties. Nice. And
there's actually potential for a wheel mix in that fight, but have we even tested if it saves time?
I have no idea. And lastly, we have the Meta Knight Arena. This arena is very difficult. It is on ice, and whenever you are sliding on ice and you try to jump, you will get an Ian input. It is great.
Okay. According to Rox, who is also another really well-renowned runner of this game, it saves 2 seconds.
Cool.
That wheel mix.
All right,
3,
now we have
5,
finally
7, 8, 9, 10. That was really good. Also 707070. That's a really good score.
Oh wow. I never look at the score counter in this game. It's just kind of there, you know.
Yeah, it's there to be fun.
When you have a moment, we have another donation to read off.
Now's a good time to do it.
Alrighty. This one is from Team Fastest Furs for $400, saying, "Hey everyone, Team Fastest Furs here. We are getting so close to that new marathon PB for Trans Lifeline, and we wanted to share the first portion of our revenue from bits and subs to the channel. Thanks for all your support. Keep donating, subbing, cheering, and remember, trans rights."
Trans rights.
Dan's right.
Much
All
thanks and love to Team Fastest Furs for all their incredible work on this marathon.
Yeah.
Now that there was the 7-1 block room. Basically, you're just rhythmically using the mid-air sword attack. And then at the end of the stage, we mix ball, and we'll be using this for 7-2. This is another big run killer in this run.
Actually, having free health's a little scary here. Not gonna lie.
True.
Okay, I decided
we have
to
4
play.
bosses to go through, a lot of them faster with a lot more health than usual. 2 of them can grab you. 3 of them can grab you, actually.
I decided to play Bonkers safe there. Why would you give me a stall pattern, mister? That's not very nice.
Ooh.
Ow. I'm gonna die. I don't want to die.
This is a fan moment.
Oh, okay. I barely had my downward momentum going there.
Oh no!
You. Alright, I have to play Fire Lion extra safe now.
Yeah. Fire Lion, if you aren't careful, the corpse can actually kill you after you defeat Fire Lion.
Oh, that was scary.
That's 7-2. Now,
Honestly,
coming
I'm
up, we
just
have
glad that I-
7-3, fairly easy stage, but after that, we have 7-4, which is a very difficult stage.
I actually thought I died there. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh. Now, in 7-3, Quill's actually going to be going for a pretty difficult strat, where he is going to be jumping up the ice crystals. And it doesn't save very much time, but it saves time, and and it shows.
Ooh. Alright.
Yeah, the ice physics in this game are very weird, but after that, we have an invincibility candy, so now's a good time for a donation.
Yeah, so I actually have a very special donation here to read. We have a $1,000 donation from Sonic Mega, and the comment is, I said it once, so I'll say it again. If it's worth doing right. Never forget that there are countless ways that you can make a difference in the lives of others. And this charity is a pretty good one. Stay fuzzy, warm some hearts, and never stop sharing the love. And with that, we have eclipsed our previous marathon PB. We are currently sitting at $12,641. And guess what, y'all? We got a lot of marathon left. Let's see how high we can push that. I am so incredibly proud of this community and everybody who's been a part of this event. So I'm going to hand it back over to Quill because this run is awesome. Quill, thank you. Keep it up.
Yeah, and that there was 7-4, which is by far one of the most difficult stages in this game. Basically, you have the first room, which is like a big old Mario Maker spam level. And then after that, you have the clock rooms, where it's very easy to lose your ability. And you finish with the Sparky.
Yeah, so I want to take a moment to thank the Fastest Verge community for being so welcoming, letting me be a part of this, because this is only my second ever marathon, and I love being able to support causes like this. It really makes me feel good. And let's keep those donations coming, because it's not over till it's over.
There was Grand Wheelie, and now we have the Wind Tunnel. This is a very difficult part of this stage, where if you bonk once, your heart rate will go from pretty normal heart rate to like 160 or something. I don't know. It's a very difficult room.
And here we enter 7-6. This is an homage to Kirby's Dream Land 1.
Yep, released on the original Nintendo Game Boy. First off, we have Green Greens. And after this room, we have... Oh shoot. Is it Castle Lololo?
Yeah, I believe it is Castle Lolo.
Now we have Float Islands, and in the second room of Float Islands, we have this Kabu here. It's very annoying. We don't like this Kabu very much.
I just decided to play a little game and wait for him. That's the Kabu that killed my, I think I was a 3740 X pace, which
What
is
a nice pattern from him.
I think that's about 20 seconds off second place. That's not right. Let's try that again.
Alright, we have a mix for ball here, right before the deity fight.
Hello? Let's try that one more time. There we go. Third time's the charm, always.
Alright, now coming up we have DDD. DDD is a very difficult part of this run, where basically, if DDD dives forward at all, you will be getting hit, and we do not want DDD to dive forward. This is pretty much, you're at the mercy of DDD's luck here.
Perfect pattern.
Excellent. And after this, we have World 8. In World 8, we have the Nightmare Orb and the Nightmare Wizard. In Orb, you are basically just mashing as fast as you can and trying to land as many of those shots as you can to end the fight as quickly as possible. Nightmare Orb will always do the same thing every time. There's pretty much no luck here. He will always follow the same path and attack.
That's not true, as Marsh and I unfortunately discovered quite recently. There are apparently 2 different cycles that this guy can decide to take.
What?
Yeah, there are 2 different cycles that this orb can take. We're still trying to determine if it has to do with like hit lag or actual RNG. But I did show a clip to Marsh, and he was like, "Yeah, that's a different thing, all right."
Now we have Nightmare Wizard. It is 6 hits with the Star Rod whenever Nightmare Wizard is exposing his weak point.
That is if you can hit the projectile. If you get a wand hit, that does significantly less damage.
Yeah, and we want to try and avoid that, especially for this 4th hit here, where with the 4th hit, we're going to be doing a little cool strat where we will be able to hit Nightmare Wizard earlier than normal, saving a decent amount of time, actually.
That was really good.
You are also required to take damage for the early hit.
Unfortunately, yes.
I think this 5th hit here is
Alright,
the
that's
hardest
fine.
one, and then after that, you have the 6th. And that is Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland any percent.
Yo, let's go.
What was the final time?
Nice run, Quill.
Well, it's not too bad considering all the weird stuff that happened. Alright, we'll turn a light here, and then we can get started with our boss endurance run.
Alrighty, well, mind if I read a donation in the middle?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Alrighty. We have a $1 donation from Nox saying, I don't have much, but if it helps, I donate. Nox, it does help, and thank you so much. Every little bit helps. It is all going towards a fantastic cause and all the hard work
Alright.
that Science Lifeline does, so thank you.
Can I have permission from Tech to let this cutscene play, or do they want us to go right to the, Alright, thanks. This is the best epilogue in the entire Kirby series, if you ask me. I absolutely love it. The music is so good.
Quickly explain how boss endurance works.
Okay, so boss endurance is pretty interesting in that it is a partially manipped category, in that you decide to you soft reset to begin, and then once you click on boss endurance, you have to kick up a certain amount of dust, do a couple bonks here and there, and Wispy will do the same thing every time, and it will set you up such that a paint roller will go into the top right corner and give you ball every single time. We're trying to figure out a manip for Heavy Mole as well as Meta Knight, because that's where the run can get a little shaky. Alright. Let's begin.
And another
countdown?
important thing to mention, unlike most other Kirby arena modes, this game does not offer you to choose any ability at the start of it. You always start without an ability.
Yeah. Alright. Anyone need me to count down here?
Alrighty. I'll still fast countdown, yeah?
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go!
So the way all of the movements Quill will be doing are fairly specific. Basically, you want to puff to create a certain amount of dust every time Kirby runs. Every time a particle is created when Kirby either runs or bounces off the ground, RNG will advance. And that there is Wispy. Now with Paint Roller, we want to get a very specific ability here. This ability will be Ball. And that's Ball. Very well done. And I love the damage boost strat you do here.
Alright, Krako is the one that's the most fun for me.
Yeah, and as you can see, Ball just absolutely annihilates all these bosses. Also, shoutouts to Quill getting the manip on the first try. Not the easiest thing in the world.
That's actually partially why my estimate was so long, because when I first submitted it, I was not consistent with the manip at all. I was really worried that I was
Really?
going to fail it multiple times, but now I can get it consistently. 1, 2, 3, you're dead. Okay.
All right, now Heavy Mole, very difficult, as we saw earlier. And yeah, boss endurance is difficult in general. Also, unlike most arena modes, you don't get any health throughout this.
Meta
So
Knight, what are
basically-
you doing?
Yeah,
you
so
might,
whatever
you might
damage...
actually make them restart here.
Oh no! What is happening? What? Okay, so this is now really scary.
Okay. Okay. I have to play safe now. There's no other choice. Alright. Orb's gonna be really, 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 really spooky. I kind of
Yeah.
have to hang back the
Usually,
whole time.
in
pretty much.
Orb, you're going to take at least one hit just because you want to be close to Orb and not try to avoid the one.
Oh, that's a death. Okay.
Oh no.
I can do this again, though. Again, this is like my estimate purposely took into account those kinds of things. But if I
So
die
in
this
case
time,
if you all missed all of that, the
Yeah.
last 2 minutes, we get to see it all again.
Unfortunately, this is going to have to be my last one, because I think this would push me over the estimate if it went too far.
That Meta Knight, though, we need to talk about that Meta Knight again, because that was absurd.
Yeah, that was ludicrous. It was really, really bad.
Just a...
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So just a quick question about the manip. I assume this game's like other Kirby's where the direction of... By looking at the direction the stars come out when you bonk, you can tell which pattern you are on?
Yes, that is correct. I reset on that last little bit there because I realized I didn't soft reset because the star was in the wrong place. The stars and the amount of dust you kick up are actually indicators of what RNG seed you're on. And I
Yep.
think interestingly enough, they move the RNG seed different amounts. A star moves it one place, and I honestly don't know how much dust moves it.
Now, one other interesting thing about this game is that your starting RNG seed will be different depending on if you start the game from a console power on or from a soft reset. In pretty much every Kirby before Modern, you can soft reset by pressing a button combination like ABXY or AB Start Select in this game.
There we go. That's a Meta Knight we like to see.
That's what we like to see.
This is actually really good pace, now that I think about it. Okay, I'm gonna get sucked up here because I, unfortunately pressed A a little too early.
And one unfortunate thing is that if you do get sucked by DED, he will always shoot you like as far away from the wall as possible. Now once again we have Orb, still a little bit worried about our health, but less so this time, thankfully. Keep in mind we do want to have at least 2 health going into the wizard fight, this way we can go for the early hit.
Intentional damage boost there, should be good. Alright, this looks like it might end up being like a 340x, maybe?
Yeah, and that attack where Orb
Alright.
tries to like cross you up with the stars, it's very difficult to avoid, so usually we don't even bother trying to.
I just go ahead and damage boost. Of course, depending on health. I always do it if I have 3 health, because that means I'll get to do the damage boost, but I usually like to do the damage boost over taking it slow on the actual Nightmare fight, so oftentimes I'll actually just back up and take Orb slow. What are you doing all the way over there?
Yeah, there is a little bit of luck in the Nightmare Wizard fight. Nightmare will always do the same attacks, but the position Nightmare teleports in is random, and that can take into the that can sort of like basically determine how long he moves for, and it can lose a little bit of time, and it can add up a little bit.
Accidental one hit there.
Oh,
There we go. Time 3:43. That's actually a lot better than I thought it would be.
GG.
I think that's
Well done.
4th or 5th place. Pretty good time. And we are declared the champion.
Congratulations. I have a donation, if that's all right now.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Ian Keith donates $27 saying, nice. Nice PB, too. We got one more bonus incentive to hit. Let's get it.
All right. So that was Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland Any Percent and Boss Endurance Showcase. The run is really, really fun. If you guys are at all interested in running, the Kirby community is really, really welcoming. Always happy to accept new players. And before I head off and Sniper head off, I want to give a couple shout-outs. If you want to shout out to Sniper, you can. Shout out to Fastest Furs. You guys are absolutely wonderful. The Kirby community as well. Sniper, thank you for being my commentator.
Thank you for inviting me.
Shasta for getting me interested in speedrunning at all, especially Nightmare in Dreamland. I don't think I would be here without him, so to speak. So that's really
Shasta
really
also getting me interested in Nightmare in Dreamland. Swordsman Kirby for getting me interested in Amazing Mirror, which was the one that started it all for me.
Yeah.
Wakaza for getting me interested in Squeak Squad, which is my main game, and also has a really good time in Nightmare in Dreamland now.
And thank you to my community for taking part in donating to Trans Lifeline. It is for such a wonderful cause, and I thank you guys so much. It means a lot. And with that, I think I'll be done.